Welcome to Community Watch. Greg,
Doc,
how you doing?
doing great. You said?
Good. We're doing one of the shows you enjoy, our political shows. We're interviewing candidates for, in this case, Post 4 for the Floyd County Commission. There are two candidates running, Larry Maxey and Bo Arrant. We contacted both candidates, but today we only have Mr. Arrant, who is here to answer our questions. So we'll get a chance to look at him and hear him.
Well, I always look forward to this aspect of the show. I just think it's a good way to learn more about the candidates when we really ask them some direct questions that are really pertinent to what they're going to be doing.
And we have quite a few questions. Some of them are challenging, so I know you want to hear Mr. Arrant's responses. We'll be right back with our guest after this.
Yes, I am.
Move! Give it to him hard!
No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stab me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how.
Oh, you got...
Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
What are your qualifications for running for office?
My qualifications for this position, what I currently do as a paramedic is respond to people and their needs, respond to people and take care of their needs and listen to their problems and issues. I think that's one of the things that's missing out of our local government and in politics, period, is listening to people, really getting the feel of what they're needing and ushering in that type of care. I'm a graduate of leadership in Rome, Georgia, currently graduated this year. I've done volunteer work here within the community, and I do local mentoring. So being close in with the people, I think, is first and most important in having qualifications and dealing with government, because you're dealing with people.
The county health department has had its budget cut substantially by the county. Given the important services it provides, would you be willing to support a return of funding to the health department? Why or why not?
Yes, I would definitely consider refunding that department. Number one reason, we have, just given with the current medical crisis we have going on right now with Ebola, I think the safety and health safety of our citizens is very important. I think there are a lot of unmet needs in with the residents and in this county of people who utilize those services. We want to keep people safe and keep people healthy. So that'd be something definitely would consider and look to get resources to help continue those care.
Does Floyd County do an adequate job of including citizens on its committee? Are there any committees that have any influence on the commissioner's decisions? Do you support more public involvement in conducting the business of the county?
I definitely support citizens being more involved with the business of county. Throughout this election, I visited the county commissioners meeting several occasions, and I'm appalled to see how many residents actually attend. Now, I know some people may not be able to make it in some at various times, but I think it's incumbent on our local officials to get more involved, get more active, get citizens more involved, and go to them. As I mentioned in my articles, opposed to my opponent who feels we should run this more like a business, I think we should run this county more like a family and keep people, everyone involved, and keep them informed, looking out for everyone.
Was the county's decision to stop buying water from the city of Rome a good move? Why or why not?
I don't have all the details and knowledge of why or why not they have not. But here's a situation that you propose with that. You start buying water from the city, and knowing that the city had taken over the water and sewage and some of the water and sewer resources. You're going to have to pay for the upkeep and the redevelopment of that. And to my understanding, the county residents are going to have to pay a higher increase for that. So not buying water from the city is going to have to make up that water, that revenue somewhere else. And I think it may be a backlash on the citizens of the county, which given the residents, given the citizens and or the residents, the loss of individuals buying homes, or the loss of revenues coming from those homes, increasing those taxes on the current residents that we do have now, I'm afraid that we'll lose some people or moving out, or not getting people coming to move in the county, which will be lost revenue all the way around. So making a decision on that may have been something that should have been more looked at.
Floyd County recreation agreement expired last year, yet there is still no agreement moving forward. What are the reasons for the delay?
A major reason for this delay, I think, is the ability to really come to a common agreement and listening to each other. I think and in that, I think the biggest aspect is the finances. Finance battle between the city and the county, the needs of the parks and recs, and how this is all going to be funded. When we all can kind of sit down and talk amongst each other, and listen to the parents, listen to the people, look at other resources. When you see what the biggest issue that you're defeating here is not having these activities for kids, it's hurting there. It's hurting the public. We need to partner up not only with the local governments, but partner up with the citizens of this county. Listen to their needs, listen what they're willing to give or do, and see what agreement can come out amongst that. So I think the holdup is someone's not taking the step to be a leader, be mature, sit down and talk, gather everyone together, and get it done.
Parks and recreation is another area that has experienced dramatic budget cuts in the county. Do you think this is justified? Would you support a return of funding to the Parks and Recreation Authority?
As far as returning funding to that, I have to look more into how our budget is set up. But I think it's definitely an important aspect of our county. I've heard of a task force that has gone out and looked at other recreational departments to see what was going on with their departments and how they're run, and how we could probably better and effectively run ours. So exploring those options is something I definitely will look at, and what we can do as far as better running our department and how to do it efficiently and cost manner. But I'm not going to hold back on kids and what we need to have here for this county. Whatever means we need to give or do, I'll make sure that gets done.
Give an example of something the county commission has done that you are pleased about, and also an example of something you are dissatisfied with, and please explain.
One thing that stood out with the county commissioner that really states the core of our county is when they got together to build furniture for one of the residents here that was in need, and that showed solidarity and true compassion towards our fellow citizens. It put them within hands-on, it put them in direct with the citizens, and giving something back that they were able to do and willing to do. And I think we need to do more of that. The one thing that I think that they could improve on, again, is having better relations with the other local governments. I sat at a meeting with the Cave Springs government down there, and we discussed and talked about that in their meeting, that there need to be more meetings with all the other governments to talk more about what the needs are for this county and how they can work in better relations with one another.
A recent fire on Cave Spring Road could not be handled effectively by the fire department because there was no water supply and water had to be shuttled in. The firemen tried unsuccessfully to draw water from a nearby pond. Can something be done to help provide county residents with more protection in the future?
Yes, I believe there is definitely something can be done. Listen, I worked with the fire service 13 years in Los Angeles, and I worked in Clayton County, and that is the biggest fear that you have a firefighter in fighting fires is not having the resources, i.e., water, to fight off the blazes and save people's lives and property. The first and most important thing, as I've mentioned before, is the communication. The communication, getting together with the local governments. You talk about your needs, what resources and actions that can be taken to help some of these issues out. There is a big issue of water supply needing down there, and with the county right now looking to get their own water and do resources, and with the city doing the sewage. I think if all come together, you can come out with a common answer to the problems that reside with that water down there.
Do you support the extension of early voting days to include Sunday? Why or why not?
Yes, I do support that, and I support it because listen, there are people who work in 2 or 3 jobs who may not can make the voting poll, and that's something that is their right, and something I feel a lot of people here feel is very important when you are making decisions to vote someone in that makes decisions for your quality of life and the way you're living in your government. So giving them a day to express their right that they can go on an off day, I think is wonderful. I think it's great that everyone has the ability to do that and opportunity.
The county has cut the public library's budget repeatedly. Do you believe public libraries are important to the strength of the community?
I believe a public library is the backbone to a community. When I first came here to Rome, we homeschooled our children and we utilized the library a whole lot. It's a source of resource of information that gives from history to current information now. It is something that's vital to help anyone who's excelling in educational aspects of their life. And given that the local schools don't give out books, or there are some people who don't have the resources in their home to excel, the library provides those resources. And to be educated and having those resources to help excel you in your education is very important. So cutting those resources, I would not have done, and actually look forward to, if given the opportunity to become a commissioner, to help the library out and restoring those resources.
Are you happy with the projects being funded by the current SPLOST? Do you have important projects in mind for future SPLOST?
I think all the current projects that was voted in are very good projects. These, again, are projects that come from our local residents and our local government that they have seen the needs for, and I think we're going to make good progress on that. As far as future projects I like to see is doing things that are going to better our infrastructure here, our roads, doing something with connection, getting to the I-75, and I look forward to hearing all opinions and all aspects of projects that could be brought in here that is going to strengthen our core value and grow this county.
The current SPLOST provides funding for a new animal control facility along with a dog park. While the location for the facility has been determined, there has been little talk of a location for a dog park. What are your thoughts on the location? And do you support making the shelter a no-kill facility?
First, addressing the dog park, that was something I would like to speak with the residents and the community the committee that is ahead of that SPLOS and with the fellow commissioners and regarding that. I'm not sure where they are with that and what the future holds for that. As far as a no-kill facility, I don't have all information on what they do now and what state requirements are, what laws are. You know, hey, listen, I have a dog and I love my dog, and I think we need to be more proactive about getting these animals out to residents and finding homes for them than to find other alternatives and killing these animals. So I will harbor more on what we can do to help find these animals homes instead of the latter alternative.
What one issue do you think is most critical for the commissioners to deal with over the next few years? Please explain.
I think the critical issue the commissioners need to think about in the next few years is growing this county, expanding our roads, you know, preparing our infrastructure, and bringing in big major corporations, and enhance our school systems, preparing our youth for those major corporations and for those high-paying jobs. I think we have excellent hospitals. I think we have excellent schools here, and we have some resources that we can already build upon to make them greater. We need to focus on that and focus on the future. Our future is our children. Our future is the changing element of technology. So we need to think more on those lines and communicate and working together to make this county grow.
You sure you don't want some? It's chamomile. Listen, you are extremely terrifying. Just the scariest undead subhuman thing on TV, and I really mean that. But I am worried that you could give my kids nightmares if they see you, so I'm gonna have to block you. So that's it. Oh, and tell the zombies they're blocked too.
Welcome back to Community Watch. We have been interviewing candidates these last few shows, and I guess we've learned some things.
Learned a lot.
I hope it's helped you make your decision, and that you won't forget to vote. And when is Election Day?
November the 4th.
November the 4th. Be sure to vote.
The last day to vote.
That is the last day. Early voting before then. Mm-hmm. But make sure to vote. Don't miss this election. Thank you.